Yeah, well, I do not envy one man who's sitting at the podium with Brian Daboll. Let's hear from him after a historic blowout loss to open the season on Sunday Night Football.
Obviously a tough loss, a disappointing loss. Got beat all the way around from coaching to playing. I accept that. Got a lot to learn from, a lot to work on, and that's what we'll do. No excuses. Give credit to Dallas. They just did everything better than we did tonight.
On the blocked field goal, I mean, you guys seem to be kind of humming on offense early on that first drive, and then some things went wrong. What did that series of events that ended that possession and the blocked field goal, what did that do for the rest of the night for you?
Well, you're gonna have play. You hope you don't have plays like that. You're gonna have some bad ones throughout the game. That you give up 7 on special teams and you give up 7 on offense, and that's 14 points right there, and a field goal. They missed the extra point. It was 16 points early. Still competing, but just could never really string it together, Mark. Really in any area.
7 sacks, I think 12 quarterback hits. What was wrong with the protection?
Well, we got into one of those games as the game went on where we were throwing the ball and they knew we had to throw the ball. We're down a bunch. Have to look at the tape for some of the stuff. But, obviously it wasn't good enough. No area was good enough tonight, from protection to coaching to running to tackling, whatever it may be, you name it, wasn't good enough.
Did you ever think of taking Daniel out because he took a pretty big beating?
Yeah, no. I was going to let him see it through there just until that last series. Try to get something positive going, Dan. We didn't have much going. Just wanted to try to get a positive drive and try to punch the ball into the end zone. But that didn't happen.
Seemed like kind of a rough night.
You can tell that he's frustrated, he's discouraged, but it all starts at the front line, offensive line and defensive line, and they flat out got theirs butt kicks, getting pushed around, and just really couldn't hold up to the Dallas front 7, Coach.
Yeah, we talked about it before the game. Line of scrimmage, who was going to control it, and Dallas controlled it tonight. They did it offensively, protecting Dak, running the ball a little bit, and then defensively, they just swarmed him.
Well, I mean, what would be your next step if you're Brian Daboll? I mean, how would you address your team?
You just got to challenge them and say, you know what? We have got to be better up front. We've got some skill position guys, and we got to get back to the basics in practice. We've got to hit a little bit. I know that's a bad word in NFL now, but, hey, you got to go get back to training camp mode and put those pads on.
And, Coach, I want to ask you, too, about Mike McCarthy, because he did make a big change. I'll give you my microphone right after this. You're sounding crispy there as Rodney was interviewing you. But he made the change, right, going into the headset. Now he's going to be calling plays into Dak Prescott. What stood out watching him call the plays tonight?
I tell you what, Jack, I was really impressed because people are going to look at the box score tomorrow and say, they threw for like 200 yards. It wasn't a big – but he called a great game. Dak was very comfortable. He never put him in tough situations. He played ahead football, and I think this is going to be a good move for the Cowboys down the road.
And as a head coach, you have to realize what you have. You have one of the best defenses in the National Football League, so rely on that defense, run the football, and even without those big numbers, Dak Prescott did not turn the ball over, so that's really a step in the right direction, Jack.